Do I use monkey now? Do I use monkey? I could use monkey, it's shiny. Should I use the monkey? Go. Oh no, it's true. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. A monkey. Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects, any size. Oh, like when you stole that ventriloquist's ring? So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? No, it's what... Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Yeah, why not? Like... Home. Money lives in Acura's room. Acura's room? But the bust was bronze. Wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Aye, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Yeah, Acro. I slapped my table now. Money is a strong monkey, right? I'd be very... It would be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Oh. Huh. Order! I said order! Miss von Karma! Where is the bus in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would then have happened? What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon prettily by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we're more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. The murderer, moron. Huh? Okay, good. Slap, slap, slap. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, how you doing in chat? I see you! Hey, good to see you. It's only polite to say hi when you're here. No, it's okay. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing good. Hope you have all your Christmas shopping done. And yeah, I hope you can sit back and relax with me while we like solving this clown murder right now. Hope you're doing good. I see you. Even if you don't talk to me. And I'm a very sad, lonely man right now, but this is okay. I can handle this. I have David here. He's shouting fool at me. This is good. Sayos here too. And you are here too. Good to see you. Use your sand to determine which games we play next. Mr. Wright's argument was so yeah, good. This argument does hold water. There is no denying that. Doesn't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Hey, fraud. You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. I mean, what? Huh? Nani? I mean, the bust is looking like him, and everyone only looks him from behind, saws him from... What? There is no doubt the clown... To the clowns... There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't, and this is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? The bust? Should I just do it again? He saw Max's... Ow. I asked, who was the other person Mo saw in the scene? The evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. What are we now, French? I have no idea. If I butchered that, I am sorry. I never learned a single bit of France, so I'm sorry. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Yeah. How is it possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a coat. There is no reason why you couldn't attach a coat to the bust. It would be easy to hang one of the cards in the bust's hand. Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on the bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Yeah, this is true too. Who put the cloak on the bust? The question is of uttermost importance to this case, don't you agree? Oh, caught me. Well, let's have it. Well, let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Ah! Oh, I didn't want to do that! The famous Von Karma carrot and whip approach. I wouldn't. Badge! I wouldn't. The badge was the true killer. I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do this. He put this on the bust. Maybe. Yeah, why not? Fool! Him? Are you saying it wasn't the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally pulling all the pieces together. Yeah, no, I just showed my badge randomly and I got whipped for it. And yeah, now I'm like, can think straight again. There's actually only one picture I can paint anyway. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acura used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the Ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time the Ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet Ben and Trilo. When the Ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acura took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, no, we're not. Wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Honkama. This circus isn't over yet. Why is this? No. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Girls, the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acura naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. I mean, yes, of course. Yes. And that is how the magical murderer disappeared into the sky come to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Yeah, we talked about this in the very beginning of the game, like, yeah. Because his window was there. Acro, it could only have been you. He's like, oh, I'm talking to birds now. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. I guess, yes. I guess, yeah. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? They say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and to get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. It's safe. Make it savey. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this murder case, to this magic case. So, there is a contradiction in Moe's thing. Is this the time for the pepper now? I have no idea. Oh yeah, we could do that because yeah, the hat was like. Yeah, let's try. Why not? The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceeding. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. I mean, yeah. Thanks, Sayo. Thank you. Makes sense. If you look at this, if you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you've got one. But what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction. Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest as well that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. Yeah, it folded the things inside her. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Yeah, they fold in, huh? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo doesn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Yeah. Sure. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. He's like, nah, dude. He's like, hurts? Hurts? Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredibly debt and gratitude towards the Ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Yeah. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the Ringmaster. Yeah, because he didn't want to kill the Ringmaster, he wanted to kill the freaking Regina. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the Ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respects the Ringmaster. Acro's motive, It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well, however, I fear this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Get lost. Get lost now, I'm hungry. Court is like, I'm hungry now. I'm getting some tuna sandwiches. Go. Would you like to save? Yes, I want to save. Yes, yes. Save slot 1. Let's go. December 30, 2 p.m. Can't believe it. Acro. Pretty shocking, isn't it? Definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus. Am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Shh. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Evidence? Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it, I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Yo, Taya! Nice to see you around. Woohoo! I was so lonely. People in chat were so unfriendly. They didn't say hi and I couldn't greet them, but they're watching and they're feeling good and, you know, like they're relaxing and all that, and this is cool, but I was so lonely, but you like, and now it's better. Yeah, David was badgering the stream. Yeah, people in chat are just relaxed and super happy. So hey Again, I'm only mocking you. I'm only fooling you. Yeah! Yay! Agus! I take one. I'm only mocking you in chat. So again, don't feel pressured. I'm like, you know, I want to tickle you a little bit to, you know, come in and say hi if you are here, but you don't have to, and you can just relax. I appreciate you being here and making time for the stream. So don't get bothered by my weird self. Okay? We good? We good. We good. You there? Yeah, you. Yeah, we good too. We good too. You feel this? We bonding. We're getting friends. I guess something like that, at least. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you for the hug. I would take one actually. Like a birthday hug and a Christmas hug and a New Year's hug. You know, New Year's hug is like, you know, something different. But, you know, I take all these. I'm very lonely. You know, now I have my girlfriend, but, you know, quarantine and all that. You know, like, other people, good. Now, detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Oh, well, if you insist. Now, how about that evidence you mentioned? What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad at your doing this? That's why this is all a secret, huh? Look, details are on the need-to-know basis. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and you're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans. That reminds me. I've got a message from the prosecutor. From the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me, Paul. Pal. I'm out of here. Now it's good again, like you can sit back and relax. This is the best thing you can do in here. Like again, if you feel comfy hearing my voice, watching a little bit of objections and me butchering every word while reading, again, I appreciate that, and it's good. Yeah, again, no one is forced to like be active in chat. It's something I appreciate when you like questions come up, and you know, this is good too. The freaking bots are always welcomed here. What the fuck? You know, take that. Yeah. Like, yeah. You wanted people to talk in chat. Here, take this bottle message. What does he mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah, don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy worth of milk for me? Oh, people care about him, huh? Igor's usually pretty cryptic too. Are silly clowns still on in this chat? Let's go. Silly clowns are on. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. Silly clowns are always on. Yeah, here, with me, with this face on screen, silly clowns are always on. Yes. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Let's see what I get here. Bat scarf stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. Yeah. Okay. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions that you don't want to answer to. Let's go. About the Ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the Ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the Ringmaster. That is my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, this witness deeply respects the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the Ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer this question. Of course, a cross-examination, this is the whole point of the game, dude! The defense has the right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice. Do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. Go. I guess again, this is not like he was not about to kill the Ringmaster. He wanted to kill someone else. He wanted to kill someone else. I'm pretty sure of that. Maybe Ben. Maybe he wanted to kill Ben. Maybe Ben was the one who like peppered the lion. I don't know. This is like everything is so yeah, I'm looking at you. My girlfriend is like, do you look at me? Why do you look at me? Stop looking at me. I'm like, okay, sorry. My eyes were wandering while I was thinking about stuff, and she's like, don't you ever look at me again. Okay, good. Oh my god, dangerous clowns are on. What? Oh my god. How would you describe your relationship with the Ringmaster? He was like an uncle, father, a big brother, all rolled up into one. The Ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in. So no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the Ringmaster, he would always come see us, with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acura such a wonderful person? I know, he seemed like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. Aww. Did you ever have any trouble with the Ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I mean, he was like, you know, puberty and all that. There has to be like, it's like something, right? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! No matter how you look at it, there is no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Huh. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I end up just looking like a jerk. What do you think, Nick? I don't know. I think the more I cross-examine him, the worse I end up looking in the end. I mean, I get the feeling that this cross-examination was a trap. Yeah, Von Karma set you up again. Yeah, I guess I present the freaking scarf here, because this is the point, because I ask, was there something you were, you was not happy with the Ringmaster? I guess this is what you are not happy with when your freaking, like, brother dies. So maybe I should press this, too. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age. I begged the Ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingling-Berries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Yeah, sure, liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. Yeah, I guess I pressed this. Yes. Oh, I guess not. I guess I'm dying now. God damn it. I guess I have to, like, press everything, huh? We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Berry Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty eyes. He's got a soft spot for stories. It looks like. Ow. No crying in court. Let's keep going. I think that will be enough for now. Yeah, I only had to press everything. God damn it. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the Ringmaster leads me to believe that he has no motive. It is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would like to know, can you prove an explanation as to why Acro would want to kill the Ringmaster? Can I or can I not? I guess I can, because this is what I can't. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things. Acro. You didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. Yeah! Like, he couldn't look out of the freaking window. He like, oh yeah, there's someone on the box. Let's bash him on the head. Ding dong, end of the game. And the one he wanted to bash on the head was the one the message was for. So he found out who was responsible for the lion accident. This is the whole story of this. I know, but eh. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Nani? This is why he is so calm. Like, he's like still out for blood. Bailiff? I don't care who it is. Smack everyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Bailiff is running around in the crowd like, welcome to the family. Like in freaking Resident Evil 7. Mr. Wright. I am face. Yeah, you family now. Mr. Wright. What in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in this court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? This is like a scene where I would like to clarify. The game should clarify, not I. The game should clarify if I should present a person now or evidence. Because this is like, oh, I don't know if it's Ben. And he's freaking old. Like this is weird. I just saw this. Like this is okay-ish. Now I mean, you know, 16 and 21 is I mean, you know, it's like not ideal because she's super young, but 21 is like near, but 31 is like, oh, he's that old. He's like, oh my god. Oh, he was older than freaking like Max. Okay, I see. Oh, this is like, okay. I guess he wanted to kill her, right? Because she gave her the message too. Let's try. Regina Berry. This young girl is the Ringmaster's daughter, correct? Oh, this is why Mo brought her in the court. Yeah, sure. Because she has to know, she has to learn what's going on here. Yo, yeah, this makes sense. Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? Feels like silent now. You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. You could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Yeah, we can do that. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Oh, you know, I know I can do the scarf, I guess. Oh, can I? May or may not, please. Oh my god. Yeah, I present the scarf. Or I present the lion. But I guess I present this. I try the scarf. Let's go. Alright, Mr. Wright. At this point, the only thing that's important is evidence. This better not be a bluff. You're not going to fool me, Mr. Wright. Those two are finishing each other's sentence. That's enough. Huh! I guess this was wrong. I guess this was wrong. Oops. This was quick. This was quick. Maybe I can like... I hope this is not a dead end again where I like foopled myself. But I guess he wanted to kill Regina. I hope. Not this is like a trap. But I guess this is right. So let's do it again and let's present the lion, I guess. I could do the lion, or I could like get the brother in. This could be okay too, because she make, you know, his brother. But I guess I take the lion for now. Is this all wrong? Maybe the note? Oh, yeah, yeah, why not? Yeah, and yes, why not? Yeah, why not? Sorry about this hiccupy. Sorry about the hiccupy, because this is again, like, it's like so weird that we get this, decision, yeah, who is the killer? I would like to save, just for fun. Let's save just for fun over this, and let's just say another person, just for fun. If I want to see if this is possible. Let's just go. Let's just do this. Okay. I was like curious, so it is in fact Regina, so I guess it is the note, huh? Because the note was written for her. Oh yeah, and it's like, it's implying that this all was a trap and set up, huh? It's a little bit out of the, you know, out of the box thinking for me right now. Stop smacking your hammer, dude. So far, so good. You're not objection now. I'm not shush. You're shush. Try the message now. Let's read the message first. Placed by Acura in Regina's pocket. Yeah, I guess this is obvious. Okay. Yeah, okay. Acura, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat, inside the victim's tailcoat. Acura wrote this note. It's ironically entitled "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? No. Yes, but there's just one little problem. Acura did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the Ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The Ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of the mistake. Because of that mistake instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acura gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted yes, that kind of force on my lower body. if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acura had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. Got it. Acura thought it was Regina down in the plaza, and that's when he let the bust fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this in the audience? Yes, unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acura wrote this note to... I guess she was like hit in the face from the bailiff too, so maybe she does the good old nap right now, so it's all good. Acura wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool. With foolishly foolish fool ideas. Or foolish what? You're so foolish. You've even made me sound like a fool-hearted fool. Hardly fool. Very well, Mr. Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What do you just say? The Ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I have no idea, honestly, like, I'm stupid. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case, as it started in what happened 6 months ago. Bailiff! Go around, there's more noise in the audience. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. So I have the option to present the freaking scarf or the freaking pepper. So I go for pepper now. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually this. Achoo! What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It is. It's the decisive evidence you ask for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bad has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him. You spent the entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion, fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Regina, I mean Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. Yeah. So then what happened to Acura's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. And what do we do? No one seemed to be going along with your theory. You think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?